Hello, the idea of this video is a tutorial for another ukulele video called Stolen Dance by MusicalMylow, and I'd never really heard the song Stolen Dance before, but I really liked MusicalMylow's version because it's very percussive. There's a lot of kind of flamenco style hitting your ukulele bits in it, which is quite unusual. Normally only see James Hill doing that, so I really wanted to learn how to do this, and there was lots of other people asking for tutorials, so I couldn't find any tutorials that really worked for me, so I thought I'd figure it out and then make a tutorial video, see if that would help other people. So basically we're going to start with the chords for the verse and the chorus, and then go on to do the beats, and then put it all together. So start off with, these are the chords for the verse. Sounds like this. Something like that. So the first chord is an F minor, and it's a little bit like an E minor, which you might know. You slide it up one fret to make an F minor, and then to play the following chord, which is a C minor or C minor 7, it's easier, I find it easier, if you put a bar at the 3rd fret. So yeah, so I'm going to play 3rd fret on the 1st string with my bar, 4th fret on the 2nd string with my 2nd finger, and then 5th fret on both 3rd and 4th strings with my 4th finger and 3rd finger. So, and the strumming pattern is down, up, down, up, and the second up, so this one is going to be softer than the 3rd and 4th strums, so it's kind of, you can either play it quieter or kind of move your fingers away from the strings and not hit any strings, so you're almost kind of faking this up. So it's down, soft up, and and then a louder down up. So yeah, I'd practice that. That kind of strumming, and the second half of the kind of first bar of this verse goes to the C minor 7. We can just take off everything apart from the bar. Got the C minor 7. So the first two chords sound like this. And then the bar slides up 1 fret to the 4th fret, and we're playing a C sharp. So we need so the bar at the 4th is doing the first two strings, and then it's the 5th fret on the 3rd string and the 6th fret on the 4th string. And then we're doing a G sharp, so I'm moving the bar down to the 3rd and putting it's like the normal G, but moved up 1 fret to make it G sharp. And then we need 5th fret on the 4th string. So far we've got our F minor, C minor, move it up to the C sharp, and then move it down to the G sharp, move the second finger to the 2nd string, 4th fret, and then what needs to happen is this second finger needs to go from the 2nd string to the 3rd string. You can add in a tap if you like. So yeah, the verse chords again. Okay, so they're the verse chords. Okay, the chords for the chorus start off with a C sharp. So basically the same chords as in the verse, but in a different order. So the C sharp we've played already, so bar at the 4th, which covers the first two strings, and then 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the 4th string. And the strumming pattern, I mean, it's going to sound, when we do the percussion, but we'll get to that later. Just to play the chords on their own without the percussion, and to give you a different option, what I'd suggest is doing a kind of strum down, but only hitting the first couple of strings, and then another strum down hitting all of the strings, and then a chuck down where you're releasing the pressure, so you're relaxing your left hand and just running across the strings. So the first part is down the first couple of strings, so it's half down and then fully down, and then a chuck, and then an up down. So yeah, that's the strumming pattern. That's probably the simpler option to start with for the strumming pattern, which not so simple. Yeah. I can't do it, but it's half down, chuck, yeah, and then we're moving to G sharp, so bar at the 3rd and 2nd finger on the 4th fret, the 2nd string, 3rd finger on the 5th fret, the 4th string, So yeah, I would start off really slow, so let's do those two again, the C sharp. And then the second finger is moving from the second string to the third string. And then we need like half a bar of F minor and half a bar of C minor 7. So the strumming is a bit faster there. So let's try that again. So it's the C sharp, G sharp, F minor and C minor. Okay, so they're the chords. Okay, so here's my interpretation of the percussion beat. There's probably lots of ways of doing this, but this is one that works for me. So have a play around and see what works. So there's kind of a kick drum and a snare sound. And for the kick drum, I'm using my thumb, kind of the edge of my thumb, and hitting the saddle, this white bit here. So that's my kick, and then there's a strum of the chord on the upbeat, so the kind of and beat, like 1 and 2 and. So on the and, the upbeat, using my first finger, because I've already struck down with my thumb, my finger's ready to move up. So that's the first kind of couple of semi-quavers, I guess, or half beats. So maybe practice that. And then to get the snare sound, I kind of experimented whacking my ukulele, and I found a kind of spot around here that seems to work. So after the thumb and the strum, I'm hitting my thumb on around here, so that sounds like this. And then after that, my first finger's ready to do another strum up. So it's basically thumb, strum up, thumb on the snare, strum up. And then my left hand, you can, if you squeeze, so if you leave it pressing down on the strings, it sounds like this. Unless you mute it. But you get a more reggae style, I guess, if you just squeeze with your left hand. So every time I'm strumming, I'm squeezing. Play around with a couple of kick drums. So yeah, that's what worked for me. So play around with that beat. So this beat goes over the first verse, so do that once more. The last tap, I'm finding a spot to get a kind of tap sound. And yeah, I recommend play around, see what works for you, because different things work for different instruments and different people. Okay, so that's the beat for the verse. Okay, the second beat, which goes over the chorus, so it sounds like this. Okay, so this is a bit trickier. So we're starting on the C sharp, and what I'm playing is two kind of hits with the thumb, so two kick drums, and then flick up with the first finger. And now we're doing a new kind of, I guess, like a rim shot on a snare drum, where the left hand's going to be loose so the strings don't ring, and I'm hitting about here, so you can experiment with this, but so to get a kind of chunk sound, so I'm using the back of my nail, I guess. There's lots of different ways of doing this, but this one kind of works for me. So it's, so yeah, two kicks on the thumb, and then relax your left hand and flick. So get used to that movement. So this is a bit like a Billie Jean. You can also use it for that. So yeah, this would be a good practice. So a kick drum, squeeze the left hand, and strum up with your right, and then relax the left hand, chunk. So yeah, I'd recommend, if you're struggling, start off really slow, break it down. Okay, so that's the first half of this, really. Now I've lost it. Oh yeah, and then the last part of the beat is to do an up down. So it sounds like this. So after the flick down, your finger's pointing down, so you squeeze the left hand strings and then do an up down. Yeah, okay, so at the end of these, where the F minor and the C minor take up like half a bar each, there's just a double kick on the thumb and then a strum, so it repeats. It's basically double thumb, strum up, change the C minor 7. I think that's it. The only thing I haven't mentioned is I'm kind of hammering on this second finger on the 4th fret. Yeah, to go from the G sharp to the C. Play it. kind of lead in. Okay, so I think that's it. So if you've listened this far, thanks very much for watching. Let me know if you've got any requests, or I'd also be interested to know what country you're watching from, because the powers of YouTube are quite amazing, how people can watch from anywhere. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.